in this game, we end up getting third place, but we get lucky. So this refresh on the timeline is a refresh on somebody that was like lagged out of the game, and he was 555. So that literally saved our game. And without that, we probably would have got 30th and not third. So the reasoning behind this is so far nothing has been our fault. Cabin was conned, and we chased them. We hit them for like 200 damage. So we have good surge. But if you look at our mats, 25 builds and 27 builds, and second zone is about to start moving. We have good heals, but we have no mats, and our position is really bad. We're in Storm. So the best play here would have been simply to tank zone and farm our metal. And I know all the metal spots around our spot, so we had a lot of options here. We could have went to this gas station here and like build up there, get surge, tag people while farming metal. We could go back to Tip Top Terrace. We could go to Wonky Land. We can there's so many places we can go to Bumpy Bay. Because the worst thing that we can do right now is obviously we still need to farm a bunch of mats. Let's say we were 555. All I would say is, yo, let's just go center, go to Sus Studios, make a base, and then we'll get cap surge, right? Best positioning. But we still need to fix our mats. And metal takes time. If we only needed wood and brick, I would be like, okay, we're still good. But we need metal, which takes forever. And I don't want to go farm at Lethal Labs or like, these other places. Probably even this gas station is too risky because it's on edge and there's going to be so many teams with us. And we don't want to be stuck on edge, because once we're stuck on edge, then it's impossible to refarm. You have to use so many mats. There's shambles people next to you, so you can get jumped. And you never want to be on edge unless you need something. So the best thing, like I said, we could have done was stay in Storm, farm our metal. Then on the fizz zone, the partial zone, where half of the zone is in the Storm and half is in, that's when we come into zone, and now we're on dead side on the best positioning. So I'm going to show what that would look like, because some other teams are doing that. So right now it's fourth zone, right? And there's other teams playing zone like these teams, and that's what we should have been. Maybe not this deep in zone right here, but like this team in Battlewood, because now they get this storm pool, and look, they're literally just gonna wrap into dead side over here. Even these guys, they have the easiest zone because they simply were farming in Storm, and then they came in on dead side, and now they have the best positioning, and they're off of edge, they're off of congestion, away from people, so they can't get keyed, and they're not going to get lurked on, and they have easy rotates for the next zone. But what we did was simply just run in on edge. So now we have 66 builds and 55 builds at this part of the game, when this team that was playing Storm is 121 and 150. And this is what we should have done. In our third game of the Unreal Cup, so we have really good mats. I have 80 builds, but he has 149, so he has cap, right? And if you just think about how many players are in this game, so there was Surge, it's 33 up on second moving, and we are probably the most stacked team in the lobby. Let's see these guys' mats. Yeah, we outmat them 1000%. They end up winning this game, and that's a fucking crime for them to win this game when we have this many mats, because they have 47 and 53. They have 100 builds. My teammate alone has 150. If we simply stay on this layer, boom, 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 get in, and then we just keep just chopping them over and over, chop, 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 over and over, eventually they're going to run out of mats, and because we outmat them, we're going to get hype. But instead what I do, because I didn't want to stay on this high layer, I end up dropping down, and my teammate doesn't block his back, and that's why he gets hit. But we should have never been in this position in the first place. We should have been on this layer and tarping the whole way, and then we would have potentially won this game because we were the most stacked team in the lobby. In this end game, I make two really bad mistakes. So the first one is on the pre-edit. So I go for this pre. It's a good pre. Pickaxe, pickaxe. But I don't fully pickaxe the last one, and I try to pull out my shotgun too fast. I think I've covered this in a video before, and I've made this mistake a lot of times. And it's just, stop trying to be too fast, if you're truly awareness checking them, you can take your time, make sure I fully break it so my teammate can place the pre, and then we can kill him. But now it's like awkward and we don't do it. But meanwhile, while this is happening, I don't even think we should have went for the spree in the first place. So if I go back a little bit, there's 7 seconds left, right? This is not enough time to go for this play because I have like a 3 to 5 second rule for like the next zone pull is where you don't do anything and you want to scout. I already know my next rotate once I look at the map because I know where dead side is. I know it's over here. If it pulls this way or this way, my rotates are easy. If it pulls back, I can simply go up and over. Like I know what I'm going to do, but I still need to look at the surroundings. And because I go for this play, I'm not ready for the rotate. And I haven't scouted at all. I already know. As soon as I looked at the map, I knew instantly what my rotate was going to look like. But this tree wasn't accounted for. I didn't even see this tree. I didn't know that this was down here. So I like started panicking. Because I thought this was like low ground. I didn't even know this tree was here. So I like fell down. But the idea was so good. Like I was just going to run this side on that side. Box here, and then probably once I saw this terrain, I would have simply sat here, look for a kill, then jetpack up. But because I didn't scout and I wasn't ready on zone rotate, I panicked because of this tree. I simply should have just went this way, out here, and I would have been fine. But because I wasn't ready on the rotate, we end up dying like soon after. The reason why my teammate died here is simply a hypothesis for me. But if you look at our positioning, right? I like to pre from the front. That's the most like dangerous side in my opinion because everyone usually looks back for kills to spray, get surge, look for solos backside. And also because like people never look front at all. So I make this extra box here because I see this team. And my thought process is they can smack this and they can smack this. This is their best smack because it's their right hand peak. But if I make another box here, this is not as strong because they have to cover everything first. Then they have to smack. So they would have to make another box. And then at that point, I would be able to tell that they're going for a play. But here, they don't have to build anything. They can simply smack. But because I make this box, I also have a right-hand peek. So they go for this play. I see this. And I have a god peek. 150 this guy. But the problem is, while this is happening, is not only am I getting my top smacked because this team is also again in range, so I would probably need to make another box out here so they can't do anything from this box, and my teammate starts getting fought in the back. But like, let's say I have 2 more boxes out here. Obviously I have to use mats, but I think it's important so that we can be safe. And then my teammate dies and he gets spreed. There's 3 teams trying to fight us at once because not only are we in the middle of everybody, but we're also not the furthest team. And I think that's what the problem is. And I should just invest in the mats for safety. The mistake I make in our last Vital game is I tell my teammate to jetpack before me because he had a slurp popped and I was probably manages. So I told him just to go. And the problem with that, I realized like instantly was like, I remember there was a team at Lethal Labs fighting and obviously they're gonna be somewhere in our area and there could just be other teams in the storm too. And now we're extremely split and they start keying my teammate because they see that we're split. And then yeah, he dies. And if we simply would have been together, this would have never happened. And even if they do key us, at least we have a chance for a 2v2 and they probably still wouldn't do it. But because I told him to go without me, this is what happened. It's a small little thing, but this is what ends games, and this was a bad mistake by me. The mistake I make in this fight, where I take damage, is I'm not properly pressuring from this top diagonal. So first, I should just place a floor below me here, and then block off this wall so he can't go for a play. And then the whole point behind this, like, angle, is that you can just place a floor as soon as he had it. So here, if I'm on a floor, as soon as he does this, I just place the floor, block it, his shot, then his wall is going to be low, so then I can try to take it. But because I go for a shot instead of insta-placing a floor, I take damage when this could have been an opportunity for me. So So what I did bad here was I predicted that he was going to do a 180, but I went for a 50-50 peak. So here I see him going for a 180. This is good. Get this. But the problem with this is that, first of all, this wall is going to break. So that's a bad edit to do. Let's say the wall breaks. He notices I make the edit and he instantly places wall. I'm dead. Second of all, this is a bad peak. And the reason why it's a bad peak is because it's a 50-50. What I should have done is sit behind the cone, make the edit, sit behind the cone, see if he's there. If he's there, jump peek, and he won't be able to know when I'm going to jump. I'm going to have peeker's advantage as well. And even if he does hit me, I'm going to hit him way harder. And if he's not there, then I don't lose out on anything. That's a much safer way to play because I did a really good job of predicting where he's going to come from, but the execution was really bad with the peak. This is the same thing as the last one where it's not where I predict the 180, but what I do bad here is, first of all, I edit the left 4 tiles. So what's good is I didn't edit the 3 tiles, which would break it. I at least edit the 4 tile, but here I edit the 4 left tiles. And also, again, I'm not sitting behind this cone. And if I'm not going to do this, what I have to do is predict that he's going to edit, then reset my wall. But if we want to be aggro, that's not really like the best play. It's a good defensive play. But this is just a bad edit because he can reset this floor. And if I don't reset the wall in time because I'm too close to the wall, then he can pump me easily. So again, what I should have done, sit behind the cone, then jump peek him, and then I'm guaranteed to hit him harder than he hits me. This is day 58. And yeah, this is the first time I've ever put this section of the video at the very end. I'm kind of testing it out because from the viewer's perspective, I think that going into the VOD instantly as soon as you click on the video is so much more, like, you can focus so much more on the content and like actually get something out of it instead of me, you know, yapping for 1 to 3 minutes at the start of the video. I still think this part of the video is important for me, and that's why I still continue to make this part. But I think at the start of the video it's not really necessary, but who knows, I might change my mind. I might go back to the old format, but for now I'm testing it out. And yeah, I'm going to talk about, I'm probably going to add things to this as it goes on, but for now I'm just going to talk about like the main mistake I made today. And the main mistake is just not leveraging early surge to fix my mats by playing zone. Like, that was it. I tried to go in early when I could have played storm, and yeah, that was my main mistake. So I don't really know what to say because it's the first time I've had it as an outro, but I guess I'll see you guys on day 59.